ॐ नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकालाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। Old age, in short, is no fun. This is what the author describes. And we'll read the verse again, then continue with that. Verse number 4. वार्धक्ये चेन्द्रियाणां विगतगतिमतिः चाधिदैवाधितापैः पापैरोगवियोगस्त्वनवसितवपुः प्रौढहीनं च दीनम् मिथ्यामोहाभिलाषैर्भ्रमति मनः भ्रमति मम मनो धूर्जटेर्ध्यानशून्यम् क्षन्तव्यो मे पराधः शिव 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 भो श्रीमहादेव शम्भो. Old age is no fun because what happens? Indriyanam, for the sense organs and the organs of action, vigata gatihi. Vigata gatihi means the senses have taken leave. One has taken leave of the senses, or the senses have taken leave of one. Either way, it's not a good situation because the sense organs do not work in the ways that one wants. The organs of actions also lose, hands, legs, etc., lose their flexibility, and the limbs are tight, not very mobile. So vigata gatihi, and then along with that, the mind also says goodbye. Mati means mind. The buddhi does not cooperate. All the things you want to remember, one wants to remember, are forgotten, and all the things that one does not want to remember keeps coming back. They keep coming back, and one keeps thinking about old accounts that are not settled, old grudges yet to be taken up, and old slights, old fears, old tears, and then things that need to be remembered are gone or going. And so this is, old age. And vigata gatimatihi, and then why is this is the situation? Adhi daivadhi tapaihi. Tapa means heat, tapa means pain, and there are three sources of pain generally we talk about. One is over which one has very little control, centered on God, things that suddenly happen, some sickness, etc., over which one has no control. And then other kind of pain has to do with one's surroundings. Somebody said something terrible, or somebody did something terrible to me. That is Adhi Bhautika, Adhi Daiva, Adhi Bhautika. And then finally, Adhyatmika. If these two sources of pain are not there, then one is oneself the cause of one's pain. The mind which is not interrogated properly, which is not resolved, and the heart which is not settled, and the raga dveshas, the strong preferences and prejudices which are all flying around, create problems and create a lot of pain for one. That is why at the end of every Vedic mantra we say Shantish, Shantish, Shantihi, three Shantis. It's not that the Vedic people were repetitive. The three Shantis are to ward off these specific types of tapas, these specific types of difficulties, and especially the difficulty centered on oneself. Centered on oneself means what? Wrong perceptions, missed perception and misperception, because all the time that's what it is. If the subjectivity is not looked into, is not understood, then there is a series of misperceptions. Constantly one is wrongly understanding the situation, wrongly understanding others, and wrongly understanding the Jagat also. And so this is what happens in old age. All these tapas, since there is not much else one can do, it's not that one is having a job or one is busy doing something. If that kind of an old age is there where one is able to do something, it's a blessing. But here we are talking of an old age where the limbs are not cooperating, the mind is not cooperating, so it's unlikely that such a person is doing anything at all. So what happens in this situation? In this situation, there is a lot of free time to fret. This is the opposite of karma yoga. Karma yoga, one keeps busy and occupied, but here there is so much free time to keep on reliving things that cause pain, things that are difficult. And if one is reliving them with a view to understanding them and heal from them, it's different. But here there is just a rehearsing going on, not a reversal, but just a rehearsing of that same chronic issues, without really taking into account one's own place, one's own accountability, or the situation itself, without the inability to look at it objectively, comes in the way. Another text also attributed to Adi Shankara, called Bhaja Govindam, describes this very, very well, describes the situation of old age extremely well. Angam Galitam. Angam Galitam means the bones are melting, osteoporosis. Yeah, bones are melting. Here is the stage of life with melting bones. Palitam Mundam. The head has no hair at all, and in fact it's a shiny surface. That's what it is. And then um, Dashana Vihinam Jatam Tundam. The jaws are without teeth. All the teeth are gone. And this was, of course, before you could have any kind of artificial teeth, implants, etc. The original teeth are gone. That is what the idea is. And then the Vriddho Yati Grihitva Dandam. Here is the elderly person going around with great difficulty, moving with a stick. Danda means stick. And then what? Tadapina munchati asha pindam. And then the elderly person, barely able to carry themselves, is carrying a huge burden. What? A big a big backpack, weighed down by the backpack of unresolved desires. This is the story of old age according to the Bhaja Govindam. Similar, very similar kind of a situation where the grudges, fears, tears, anxieties that frighten one, and the preoccupations. What will happen? What will happen to my money? Or will people listen to me? Will the successors listen to my wishes even though I have put it in the will? Will they flaunt it, or will they listen to me? Will my children get along? What kind of a death will I have? All these preoccupations are there. And then it appears from this whole life history of the Jiva that there is no time really to think about Lord Shiva. Think about Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is not an object of thought really, but think about Lord Shiva means initiate one's spiritual growth. Be curious about what makes this world go round. What are the patterns? How might I be connected in this? What is my place in the scheme of things? These kinds of contemplations are just not possible in these states of affairs. And like the Bhajagovindam says, there is no time to study about Brahman. Because if we talk about youth, childhood, if one says, sometimes, people come into this ashram life and then they say, I wish I had done this when I was 5. Why am I here now? I wish I had come when I was 5. And what is the 5-year-old doing? The 5-year-old is totally interested in play and toys. Balastavat krida saktah. Oh, then maybe we should wait till we are young adult. Well, then the Bhajagovindam says, Tarunastavat Taruni Raktaha. Tarunastavat Taruni Raktaha means the young adult is only interested in another young adult. That is what it is, not in Brahman. And then maybe the Shastra is right. Maybe we should retire and then take to a life of contemplation and study. Vriddhastavat Chinta Magnaha. As one grows older, so does the so does the anxiety increase disproportionately. And so therefore what the author in the Bhajagovindam laments, Pare Brahmani Kopina Lagnaha. Nobody is interested in poor Brahman. Everybody is interested in doing whatever they are doing at any given stage in life with their preoccupations. That is the exact idea of these initial verses of the Siva-Aparādha-Kṣamāpaṇā Stotram. And further, here, as though this was not enough, papaihi rogaviyogaihi anavasita vapuhu body. It is a body that is assailed by papa. Papa means all the karmas. All the karmas from that, from this and other lives, difficult karmas, papa karmas, which manifest in the form of roga, diseases. Because as one grows older, the diseases increase. New diseases, new conditions start appearing, new symptoms also. And then papaihi rogaihi and viyogaihi. Viyoga means bereavements. The older one gets, then all the contemporaries are leaving. One is surviving all of one's friends and everything, and that's a very, very sad situation, because every day the news comes of somebody else having departed. And then one feels a little more scared, perhaps a little more lonely, a little more sad. And so lots of bereavements, so many things. And I had one great aunt who lived up to 105, and she was in full, she was not able to move very well, but she could talk and she could understand what was being said. And any time anybody talked around her, oh, so and so has passed away, she would just go into depression. Why am I alive? How come they have gone? I should be the one going. And so the family stopped telling her if anybody passed away, just to protect her from this kind of a pain, because it was very difficult to see this. So this is the kind of bereavement that is being talked about, that there is lot of bereavement. And then what else? So papa also means guilt, one's own omissions and commissions, hurt, other people's omissions and commissions towards oneself. Why did they do this? Why did they not do this? Why did I do this? Why did I not do this? And then so this is the very unsavory life. And then what else? So anavasita vapuhu. Anavasita means this situation is, uninterruptedly it goes on. All the time it goes on without a break. Anavasita. Avasanam means with a break. Without a break, this goes on relentlessly. One is plummeted by roga, papa, and bereavement, by disease, by pain and bereavement. Praudha-heenam chadinam, and one is helpless, perhaps dependent upon caregivers, perhaps dependent upon somebody to feed, somebody to bathe, somebody to take care of daily things. And so that is dina, means helpless. And then what happens? And then Mithya mohabhilashaihi bhramati mama manaha. Despite all this, the mind which is active, in its own way, it bhramati means wanders around in the arena of false hopes. Maybe things will get better. Maybe there will be a new medicine. Maybe some condition will, they are doing some trial. Maybe I should get into this trial and something may happen. And so these kinds of illusionary, hopes, and some kind of, what's that, still the mind also is given to the world of delusions, false hopes, and it constantly malingers there. And then it says that in this kind of a mind, what happens? There is shunyata. Shunyata means it is empty. It is shunya, empty of what? Dhurjater dhyanam. Dhurjataha means the one with the dancing dreadlocks, Lord Nataraja, another iteration of Lord Shiva. So this mind, which is filled to the capacity with all kinds of worries, all kinds of fears, all kinds of regrets, all kinds of grudges, resentment, pain, and sorrow, there is no place for anything other than this, and no place to pray, no place to connect to the whole. And this, oh Lord, you have to forgive, you have to look past this, you have to help me. Shantavyo me aparadha, Shiva 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 Bho, Shri Mahadeva Shambho. This is a very beautiful text. As we saw in the first 4 verses, we have taken in a little more detail, because this is, these are all timeless conditions of life, the various conditions of youth, old age, childhood, etc. And then now the text is going to take a little bit of a turn. There are 16 verses in total, and I'll tell you the reason for that a little later. But there are 16 verses in total, and the first 4 are devoted to talking about these stages in life, and how frightening each one is, and how there is the need to really connect to the purpose for which this human life is given. And so that point has been brought forth very succinctly. And then the text from verse number 5 to 11 takes a slightly different turn and talks about various forms of puja, so some kind of a physicalized, ritualized worship, and the specific forms of worship, the specific ways in which we invoke Lord Shiva. And then the author keeps on saying, but I haven't done that. I haven't bathed the Shivalinga. I haven't offered the 3-leaf, what is that called? Bilva. I haven't offered the Bilva leaf. These are all classical ways of invoking Lord Shiva. I haven't offered milk. I haven't offered water. Flowers. I haven't offered a single flower. What to talk of a mala, a garland? I haven't done anything. And so the verses 5 to 11 are specific forms of invoking Lord Shiva. And while they are, they are wonderful to study in their own right, there is not, it's a very specific thing. So we will go over it a little quicker than what we have done with these universal truths of the different ages. So then, verse number 5 says, नो शक्यं स्मार्तकर्म प्रतिपदगहन प्रत्यवायाकुलाख्यं श्रौते वार्ता कथं मे द्विजकुलविहिते ब्रह्ममार्गे सुसारे अज्ञातो धर्मविचारैः श्रवणमननयोः किं निदिध्यासितव्यम् क्षन्तव्यो मे पराधः शिव 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 भो श्रीमहादेव शम्भो नो शक्यम् I am not able to. I'm not able to do this. What? The daily duties handed down by the Vedas, by the Shruti, by the Smritis. Smarta karma means the Smritis, related to the Smritis. Smritis means secondary texts, like the Dharma Shastra, etc. So the secondary texts are completely, I have elided over them fully. I'm not, following that at all. I'm neither here nor am I there, and I'm completely gone from this way of life. I have been derailed from the duties prescribed, the prescriptive duties, whatever I have to do according to the Vedas, according to the Dharma Shastras, which is the iteration of the Veda but in a simple form. That is why it is called Dharma Shastra. And then, so I haven't done those duties, elude me. And I have gained a particular papa, because when these duties are not done, one attracts a papa called Pratyavaya dosha. It's funny, this Pratyavaya. If you do the daily duties, if you do Nitya Karma, you don't get a reward. Oh, that's only in school, kindergarten, the teacher will give one gold star or something. That only happens in kindergarten. But in the life here, when the daily duties are done, you don't get a reward. But if you don't do them, you attract papa. Very interesting. So that kind of a papa is pratyavaya. And so I have attracted that. And then what? So if I am not able to do the simple duties which are prescribed day to day, what to talk about Shraute Varta Katham? What to talk about the Shrutis? Let us not even talk about the Shrutis, because the simple everyday things that I have to do in order to reproduce the life, in order to make it easier for others around me, in order to connect to the universe through my work, I'm not able to do. So forget the Vedas. And then, for me, forget the message of the Vedas. Who is this me? Dvijakula Vihita. Dvijakula Vihita means, from the one who has derailed from any kind of, Dvija means Brahmana, from any kind of prescribed duties. The one who is completely gone from what is called the first portion of the Veda. The first portion of the Veda is full of uh, injunctions and prohibitions. So those injunctions I'm incapable of following, because even the daily duties as it pertains to me, I'm not able to follow. What to talk about societal duties, what to talk about communal duties, what to talk about how to contribute to the Jagat. That forget it. I cannot do that at all. And then coming to the last portion of the Veda, also called Upanishad, Vedanta, that is so far away. How do you spell Vedanta? He asks. Then I don't know how to do that. And then Vedanta consists of Shravana, listening to the scriptures. I do not know how to do that. Then it consists also of some kind of a self-inquiry called Mananam, where you meditate upon the things that have been received. You think about them, you answer some of your own doubts, etc., etc. That also I have done. Kim nididhyasitavyam, what to talk about? Dhyana, dharana, samadhi, and dwelling in the knowledge. Nothing I have been able to do. And therefore, O Lord, I am at your mercy. You have to help me. Help me means not just forgive. Help me to uh, come back. I have completely gone from this way of life, which is very nurturing, and then help me to come back and get back on the track. And then, so that is the fifth verse. Sixth one says, Snatva pratyusha kale snapana vidhi vidhau नाहृतं गाङ्गतोऽयं पूजार्थं वा कदाचिद् अहुत अहुतरः गहनात् खण्डबिल्वीदलानि नानीता पद्ममाला सरसि विकसिता गन्धधूपैर्त्वदर्थं क्षन्तव्यो मे पराधः शिव 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 भो श्रीमहादेव शम्भो. I have never woken up at dawn. Pratyusha Kala means dawn. I have never woken up at dawn. And then neither forget bathing at dawn. I have not even woken up at dawn. And so bathing is far away. I'm not even woken up at dawn. And then I have not brought Ganga water from the Ganga river for Abhisheka, for bathing the Shivalinga. I have never brought this Ganga water. Neither have I gone to the woods and collected bilva leaves in order to adorn you with. And then what else? Nor have I gone into a lotus pond, plucked the lotuses, and made a garland for you. I have not even plucked a single lotus, forget a garland. And then, of course, the other steps of the puja after Abhisheka, and then you put the flowers, flower garland, you adorn that. And then there is dhupa, incense, deepa, naivedya. How do you spell all of them? I don't know. I haven't done anything. Meaning these are tools. These are all tools. This is not about some kind of a doctrinaire religion where this is what you have to do, otherwise something bad will happen. That's not the idea. These are tools that are given by the tradition to connect with something larger than oneself. And so, what the author is saying, what Shankaracharya is saying here, is I have not made use of these tools. I have not even looked at these tools and what they can give me. I haven't given them a chance. I haven't done anything. And so, therefore, what? Bear with me. Kshantavyaha. Only you can bear with me, and then please bear with me because this is who I am. There is a kind of what should I say? A very, a profound honesty here, very candid and honest about uh, one's own limitations. Then, next one. दुग्धैर्मध्वाज्य युतैः दधिसितसहितैः स्नापितं नैव लिङ्गं नोलिप्तं चन्दनौघैः कनकविरचितैः पूजितन्न प्रसूनैः धूपैकर्पूरदीपैर्विविध रसयुतैः नैव भक्ष्योपहारैः क्षन्तव्यो मे पराधः शिव 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 भो श्रीमहादेव शम्भो. Dugdhaihi, with milk. Madhva ajyayutaihi, with a milk that is mixed with a little bit of ghee, honey and fruits. This is called Panchamrita. This is what you will see for Abhisheka and all. It is done for Shivaratri and other festivals. Sometimes daily morning, this is what is done in temples. And then, so this is a little fruit salad that is offered to Bhagavan in the form of the Abhisheka. The bathing is done with this kind of it's like a smoothie. Okay. Yeah. So this kind of a fruit smoothie Abhisheka, I have not done. And a little bit of yogurt is also mixed there. That's how I got the smoothie idea. So I have not done this at all. And then I have not bathed the Shivalinga. Then afterwards, the Shivalinga is bathed with the water from sandalwood water. Looks so nice. It's come like nice yellow, orange color, very nice. And so I have not done that either. And then neither have I smeared it with sandalwood, or have I made, um, have I collected wonderful flowers and then worshipped. Sometimes we say the 108 names of Lord Shiva. With each flower, with each name, one flower is offered. And of course, I have not done that. Who has the time? Who has the interest? And I certainly have not done this. And then dhupaihi, with the incense that is collected from the scent of many flowers, and the camphor lamp karpura deepaihi vividha rasayutaihi. So from the with the camphor lamp and the incense collected from several fragrant gardens, I have not waved the camphor lamp. How much energy does it take to wave the camphor lamp? Not much, but that also I have been incapable of doing. I'm not in a place of being able to connect to any of these tools that are given by the Shastras, even though they promise that they will help some in some way or the other. But the apathy in my heart is so much, the disillusionment, the disenchantment, that I have not made use of any of these tools. Then bhakshya upaharaihi, neither have I invoked Lord Shiva with tasty dishes for Naivedya. That is what is called bhaksha upahara. So that also I have not done. And there is all these omissions and commissions, you alone, O Lord, please take care of. This is beyond me, and I'm just able to tell you all the things I have not done. Perhaps it would have been easier if a person like this had just said, okay, let's list what I have done, but then there is nothing that has been done. So therefore the whole list of omissions and commissions, which is, in the form of when you offer up the omissions and commissions in the form of a prayer, then they no longer belong to you, because you are in a place of acceptance and you have let go. You have let go of the guilt. That is the idea. That's why this prayer is so powerful, because even though nothing has been done, in fact, all the rules have been consistently flouted, still there is redemption, still there is hope, and still there is the prospect of spiritual growth. And we'll see that more tomorrow. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you.
We would like to thank very much Swamini Svatmavidyananda. Let's give her a big hand in this cup. And she will continue tomorrow in the morning satsang and in the evening satsang. And at 12 noon, she will offer another Q&A workshop. So we'll go over the schedule. We have a morning satsang at